Should you be concerned? Well, maybe. Let me show you this, and well, you can make the decision. This is crazy stuff here. Take a look at this. Here's what we're going to cover in this video, and there's some pretty serious stuff here. Number one, Trump said he would build an impenetrable dome over the U.S. as he warned of a possible World War III. Yeah. And a U.S. general predicts that we will be at war with China by or before 2025. So if you're not alarmed by now, well, I'm going to give you all the details of all of this in this video. So let's jump right in. Thank you so much for hitting the like button for us, because a lot of the mainstream media will not tell you about this, and it takes me a lot of time to find stuff like this, and a lot of the stuff gets buried. Maybe they publish stuff like this, but it does not make the headlines. It's something that, they put out and gets buried and does not make, the mainstream news. It does not make, something you would see on the nightly news, and that's it. So let's jump right in. Here we go. If you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, since it's completely free to do so, and new videos come out here every day. Here we go. Okay, former President Donald Trump said that he would build an impenetrable dome over the U.S. as he warned of possible World War III. Now, here's what he means by this, and here's the details of what he said about this. Remember, he's the current frontrunner for the Republican Party by a pretty considerable margin here. So here's the details. Former President Donald Trump said he would build an impenetrable dome over the U.S. if he was reelected as president, as he warned of the possible, quote, catastrophe of World War III. He said, quote, if you take a look right now, the, quote, nuclear word is being mentioned all the time. This is a word you're not allowed to use. It was never used during the Trump administration, he said in a video released Friday. Trump claimed that the nuclear threats are being made by other countries because they have no respect for our leadership, appearing to reference Russian President Vladimir Putin and his allies making threat about using nuclear weapons. He says, quote, World War III would be a catastrophe unlike any other. This would make World War I and World War II like very small battles. And obviously they were not very small battles. To address this potential threat, he said, quote, build a state-of-the-art next-generation missile defense shield, just as Israel is now protected by the Iron Dome, which actually the U.S. has helped fund. Israel's Iron Dome was designed to intercept incoming missiles and is one of the most advanced defense systems in the world. Trump said, quote, America must have an impenetrable dome to protect our people as well. The former president is so far the only Republican to announce their plans to run for president in 2024. Trump's comments about a possible world war come a day after he posted a message on Truth Social claiming he could negotiate an end to Russia-Ukraine war within 24 hours. Trump has frequently claimed that the conflict would not have taken place if he was president, despite the fact that he withheld military aid from Kyiv, which played a role in his 2019 impeachment. Experts have also said that the former president emboldened Putin, and Trump has frequently praised the Russian leader even after his invasion of Ukraine. Okay, so I was able to find what former President Donald Trump actually said here. So here is it's only a couple minutes here of what former President Donald Trump actually said about building this a similar dome to what Israel has to defend our country. And I'll tell you what I think about it here after this. So take a listen to this and let me know your thoughts here in the comments.
Under Joe Biden, the world has become vastly more dangerous And there is no greater danger than the deadly menace of nuclear weapons and hypersonic missiles. Hypersonic missiles move at many times the speed of sound and 6 times faster than current missiles. Armed with nuclear weapons, they could annihilate entire cities and even countries within minutes. And we cannot let this happen. If you take a look right now, the nuclear word is being mentioned all the time. This is a word that you're not allowed to use. It was never used during the Trump administration, but now other countries are using that word against us because they have no respect for our leadership. World War III would be a catastrophe unlike any other. This would make World War I and World War II like very small battles. The best way to ensure that such a conflict never happens is to be prepared with unmatched technology and unrivaled strength. To this end, when I'm commander-in-chief, which we did an awfully good job at rebuilding our military, we rebuilt the entire military. Once again, I will work with Congress and our great military leaders, not the ones you see on television. I don't consider them leaders. But we're going to work with them to build a state-of-the-art, next-generation missile defense shield. Just as Israel is now protected by the Iron Dome, a dream once thought impossible, America must have an impenetrable dome to protect our people. We worked with Israel to develop that dome. They relied on us. Not just them, they relied on us. We have technology that's unsurpassed, but our past leaders haven't really wanted to use it. I rebuilt our military at a level that nobody thought possible, but we have to now go that further step. We must be able to defend our homeland, our allies, and our military assets around the world from the threat of hypersonic missiles, no matter where they are launched from. Our adversaries must understand that they, not the United States, will be totally destroyed if they ever dared to launch missiles against our homeland. The Space Force, which was inaugurated under my leadership, will have a very vital role to play. It was such an important thing we did. The Democrats fought us all the way, but we got it passed. First time in 79 years, a new force. Just as I rebuilt our military, especially our nuclear capabilities, I will build the shield to defend America from missile attack. We will have a peace through strength.
Now, let me know your thoughts here on this. I actually do think it's a really good idea to have this missile defense system, this type of shield like Israel has. We actually helped them build it and actually helped them fund it, believe it or not. And it actually works really well for them. So the problem with us is that we have very large borders on the Atlantic coast, on the Pacific coast, and I don't know if we would need it on the Canadian coast or probably not. But you think about would we need them on the Alaskan border? Yeah, for Russia up there. We have a lot of ground to cover. Would we need it on the Mexico border? The whole California coast with China over there and North Korea on that side with Hawaii. We have a lot of ground to potentially protect. We would need a huge area to protect. So if you just think about like the missile defense system, we would need, and again, I'm not a general here or anything like that, but just kind of thinking out loud, you probably would need them in multiple different areas. Because really what they do is they go up in the air and they shoot down missiles. From what I know, when missiles are there, they detect them coming and they shoot them out of the sky. Okay, so that's really what they do. So again, if something's coming towards Hawaii or if something's coming towards New York or if something's coming towards Alaska, you have to have them within a range. You have to have them in multiple different areas. Now, I don't know what the US already has right now. Clearly, we have to have some type of systems. If you know, please comment down below in the comment section. Maybe they need beefed up. Remember that we spend more money for defense right now than I think it's the top 8 countries in the world combined. Yeah, in defense every year. So let me know your thoughts here in the comments. Next up, U.S. general predicts our country will be at war with China by or before 2025. Here's what he has to say. A U.S. general said in a memo here on Friday that he believes the country will be at war with China by or before 2025, according to several outlets that obtained a copy of the communication. General Mike Minihan says, quote, "I hope I am wrong." Now, he is a 4-star Air Force general who leads the Air Mobility Command, known as AMC. That's not the AMC stock. And he said in a memo to the troops under his command. This was first reported by NBC News. However, he added that my gut tells me we will fight in 2025. Hopefully this doesn't happen. Chinese President Xi Jinping secured his 3rd term and set his war council in October 2022. Taiwan's presidential elections are in 2024 and will offer Xi a reason. United States presidential elections are in 2024 as well and will offer Xi a distracted America. Xi's team are an opportunity and are all aligned for 2025. Minihan told AMC personnel to accept some increased risk in training as they prepare for the, quote, China fight, and sometime in February to, quote, fire a clip into a 7-meter target with the full understanding that unrepentant lethality matters the most. Aim for the head. That's a quote from the general. Quote, he also urged personnel in his command to get their personal affairs in order to ensure they are legally ready and prepared in March. However, a Defense Department spokesman told NBC that Minihan's comments are not representative of the department's view on China. Of course, you would probably expect that, right? The U.S. has long walked a fine line with its ambiguous one China policy, which acknowledges China's claim over sovereignty over Taiwan without accepting them, and opposes any unilateral changes to the status quo. China has taken an increasingly aggressive posture toward Taiwan in the last year, heightening the risk of a war being sparked that could potentially draw in the U.S. However, Taiwanese president said in a recent letter to Pope Francis that armed confrontation is absolutely not an option for the self-governing island. Remember that China has over 1.4 billion people. The U.S. has only about 330 million people. So China has more than 4 times the population of the United States combined. Yeah, so... and remember, China's kind of allies with Russia. They both have nukes. Russia has over 6,000 nukes. So I don't think this is really a war that anybody wants. It's not, this isn't something that anybody wants to happen. So hopefully it doesn't happen. I'll keep you up to date here with all of this, the updates and what presidents and former presidents and our military and everybody is saying here. So if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe down below to our YouTube channel. It's completely free to do so. New videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure to click the bell icon after you subscribe so you don't miss out on new updates. And thanks so much for hitting the like button if you find these videos helpful. You can also share these videos with anybody that needs to hear this. Here's some videos you can watch next. You can click here to see why your tax returns from the IRS might be larger than expected, but you need to know the information. And here is actually some really good news for Social Security that you need to know about as well. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.